Yes, we have Rakshit Raikar here, who recently became a proud father. I should talk about PMP, right? Okay. First, we'll talk about
Thanks.
one of the massive success that is the proud father of a little beautiful daughter. She's 1 month old now.
Yeah, exactly 1 month old, Sriram. Yes.
Okay, great. So that's a great achievement. Congratulations. Good wishes to you and your wife and your family members. Okay, that's a
Thanks a
great thing.
lot.
That's a great thing.
Thanks a lot.
Right. Now comes a personal achievement, something so bigger. that, that is PMP. I think you will tell your daughter, right, when you are born by the time I cleared PMP, you will tell this old story and
Absolutely.
she's going to scold you badly.
Absolutely.
Dad, stop the story.
She's like, where were you all this time?
She may ask you, Dad, you're telling the story for 100th time now. Okay, so some
Yeah.
memories are so sweet in life. Okay, so that's great. So congratulations from ShriLearning team for your PMP achievement. I know it's a long journey. A lot of things happen, ups and downs, a break in between the preparation, and again pick up again. And lot happened. I found you an active person in the classes. I always seen you asking good questions and being very active. I know your friend or your team member first. He came for the classes, I believe, and then it started with you. It goes
Right.
on. Yeah, that's how it is. So once again, wishes to
Yeah.
you. Mhm. Give some details about what happened, so we will be happy to listen to you.
Okay, thanks a lot, Sriram. First of all, for the support of Sri Learning and all the support which was provided by you and Rahul, specifically how to proceed with the studies from the start to the end. Basically, that all accounts for it. That's how it. That is the start of the success story actually. So from the I'm from the May batch. So from the May 20th onwards, I guess we started this classes, and after this. I started reading first head first. Like also, I didn't know where to start. So what Rahul said was, you can start with head first because it's a bit easier. So I wanted to take the easy way out. So I started with head first, and I found that yes, it was pretty easy. I finished the book and then I answered the questions. It seemed pretty okay. It's pretty normal. It was, I was like, yeah, this is it. And then what happened is one of my friends started speaking about Rita, and then I had a look into Rita, and
Mhm.
then I started solving questions. I was like, oh man, not this way. So then I started, interacting with you and asking like, what level will it be in the exam? Will it be a Rita way or head first way? You said it'll be even more than the Rita way a bit. So then I was like afraid, oh no, this is not the right way to go ahead. So what I did was see, because some people are there who have high grasping power, and then they can do with head first. Definitely, like you said, you did it with head first.
Right.
So for me, it is not that way. So what I did was I went through Rita once, and then I got familiar with the concept. There was a lot more data in Rita, and then I went through the complete book, even the starting chapters, which was an introductory chapter, and also the end, which was about ethics, all
Mhm.
these points. So I went through them and basically started preparing with Rita. Okay, and then I was able to score. I started chapter wise, and then
Uh-huh.
after each chapter I revised once, just had a glance. I went through the unit test behind that chapter. So there, for example, average there will be around 35 questions. So I used to score somewhere around 25. Also
Mhm.
not very great. I thought, okay, 25 for this is also not very good.
Mhm.
So what I did was, as you said, no practice. So there is one saying which I was always, putting it through my mind: the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. So I
Mhm.
started, going through it again and again. Started, putting out where I went wrong, and in that chapter where I can find these points which was highlighted, and then go through these salient points which is mentioned in Rita. So there I started highlighter. If you can see my Rita book, it is full of green and orange highlights everywhere around it. And from my schooling days, I have a habit of using sticky notes. Okay.
Oh,
And
that's
if you would have seen my house in Bangalore,
full of.
it is all, the whole house is covered with sticky notes. Every house, every corner had a sticky note with a formula or something which I read somewhere. And specifically the first test which you took, Shriram, the 100-question test.
Right.
I scored a 60 in that. So I, went through the questions and then I put out where I went wrong. I wrote it down on a sticky note and stuck it somewhere, because these information you don't find it again anywhere in the book.
Right.
So very
Yeah.
important key factors for me.
Right.
So I did that. So that was my first step towards it. Then I did all the tests, and then I sent this test data to you. So you said I need improvement in these points, these sections. So I took those points and I did exactly as you said. I made a table. I put out all my scores for the first try, second try in Rita, and then I sent it to you. And you mentioned that this is where you need to concentrate. This is where you're doing well. So this point where you're doing well also gives a lot of confidence, because see, after 10 years, I'm studying something from out of college.
True.
So if they are doing something good, that really motivates you a lot. So this is the first step. And then I took down the points where I had to, make it a bit more better. And then I started studying those points again. So I finished the book second time. So after that, I then again contacted you. Then you said at this point, you start doing prepcast.
Right.
So then I got in touch with Rahul. So Rahul also helped me a lot. It is basically navigating through the rough seas. So he told me where to go, do what, do which exam, and all these, micro things which he told me, which helped me a lot. And then I started solving the prepcast basically. So in a nutshell, it is basically through all your notes to start with. And then those were the highlights which I had revised, and then through the prepcast. And that is how, after I did the prepcast, I analyzed the wrong questions where I went wrong, and it really helped. Prepcast is amazing. It really, really helps.
Right.
After that, the PMI 200 questions. And then, that was it when I was ready for the exam, basically.
Sounds good.
That's in a nutshell, actually. There's too much
Great.
details.
Good to know. So when you realize that you're ready for the main exam?
Basically in prepcast, when I started the first exam, I got around 74. The second exam I got 75. Third exam was the exam number 5 I did, because I really did not have patience to sit for 4 hours. It was excruciating. It is, I don't know how people do it, but for exam 7, I heard some people doing exam 1 to 7. I really, hats off to them, because it's impossible to sit for 4 hours, and that for 7 exams.
Tough.
So I decided to, try to move it a step ahead, and instead of 3 and 4, I went ahead with exam 5. So there I scored 71%, which was, bit, challenging for me to accept, because I did some silly mistakes, extremely silly mistakes. Whenever there is there is a chart which was given to calculate the earned value, the budget at completion was given on the top. I included that budget of completion in the complete sum. So such silly mistakes I've done. So then I understood, okay, it's because of the silly mistakes I've done this mistake, so it shouldn't be big of a problem. Then I went again through the questions, and the last exam I gave was exam number 6, which I scored again 74.5.
Right.
So when I scored 74.5 there, then I think I thought that I was ready.
Ready.
Yeah. Then I was in again, a constant call with Rahul. Like, what do I do? Am I ready or not? What do you recommend? And then he told you go through this. He used to do this PMI 200 questions. Right. Then I purchased that. That's for it's a free this thing exam. Right. I purchased it. Problem was, it took 3 or 4 days to still keep on processing. It did not get actually added into the PMI dashboard. So I asked him, what do I do? It's happening like this. So he said there is a link which he sent me. I had a look through that link, and then I went through those questions. It seemed a bit difficult for me, because the options were very tricky. Yeah, in the essence of an English letter, you can change the whole context of the problem. So it was that difficult. So there also I felt, oh my God, what is this? But anyways, I made up my mind. I revised, and as I spoke to you a couple of days before exam, you told me what to do, and then I did it exactly the same way. I just revised once and slept very well, and went ahead with the exam next day, and then everything was superb.
Great. So I'm hearing after a long time somebody says the day before exam I slept well.
Really, I made up my mind to sleep well.
Because either they don't sleep, or they sleep very less number of hours. They're so tense about the exam. I always recommend to sleep at least 7 hours before the exam day, the night, because your brain should be a little more fresh and active. Right? That's very important for the exam.
Absolutely, Shriram. Because it was around 6 months I've been studying. So I said in the last couple of hours, I will not be able to do anything else. So let's check
Right,
it in.
right. In fact, last day, no preparation is needed. Okay, so it is something like pushing a heavy vehicle. It takes lot of effort to push a vehicle. Okay, heavyweight vehicle, if you push, it takes long time. After you push it, the momentum starts happening, the wheels start rolling. You don't need to do anything. Just take your hands, it will automatically roll. Right. So
Yes.
that is how the PMP is all about. We are not reading books for 10 years, 20 years. It is so hard to push. Once you push it, it
Very
will
true.
start rolling. The last 2 days,
Also, in your college times, in school times, you know how you have to study. How
exactly,
should you grasp the things? If you have
correct.
lost touch of it, you will not remember how to do that again. So you have to find that part first.
But
That's the most challenging part, I
I
think.
don't remember in college really I read anything there. I think I read better now than in college. It's other way. It's other way.
Oh, I think only photocopies. Yeah, I guess everyone did that.
Seriously, I have a three master degree with me. If you ask me something in that, I'll be, what is that? So it's all gone. It's all gone. Kadam, kadam. Right.
Exactly.
See, in our education system, we don't implement anything. We just read like theory, full of theory, right? It doesn't stay with you.
True
Uh,
that.
I
Yeah.
remember the NCC and army training I had in college very well than the subject I learned in the classroom. Because classroom is only whiteboard, blackboard things. Whereas in NCC and army, they made us to run, they made us to do some treasure hunt, they made us to do some work. That stays in your mind. Same way,
Exactly the same. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, it doesn't stay, right. It flies off. You may be highly qualified in college, but nothing stays with you. All goes off. That's the thing.
Right. Even in school, I was in Navy, like the NCC
Ah,
Navy. So I also remember how to tie the
exactly.
knot and then disassemble
Exactly.
the gun and everything. I can remember that.
Seriously, that stays with me for a long. Even now, I remember it. How to keep yourself fit, how to run, what to do exercise. It all stays with you because it's all practical stuff. Anyway, that's a thing.
Exactly.
But good thing with PMP is what you learn, you practice at office. Even though you don't do all, some piece of it will be staying around, right? That's pretty important. That's great.
Yeah.
Good to know. Let's talk a little on the exam. Did you went a proctor or a center-based exam?
Yeah, I went to the Pearson Center in Bangalore.
So give
I
some
took the
detail
exam
about
there.
the entry. What all entry check they make when you go to exam?
Okay. So my exam was at 8 in the morning. So my
Mm.
first priority was to find the car parking because that's very important. Or else it'll keep on bugging you where it's getting towed during the exam. Okay, that was my first worry. I
Seriously.
did a research one day before and I found a car parking. I parked it there and I followed exactly the path. I came to the center and
Okay.
then in the morning they will verify your name on the entrance whether you
Mm.
had the exam today. So
Mm.
once we do that, then you're allowed to go inside the hallway and there the person will guide you to the entrance of the Pearson Center.
Mm.
So mine was on the ground floor. So once I went there, there was chairs which were kept socially distanced because of COVID,
Mm.
and then the masks were mandatory. So when I went there, they told me to show an ID proof which exactly matches the name what I've given for PMP in the PMI website.
Right.
So I took a passport, so that was well enough. So they told me that you can keep your belongings in a locker, and we will be given a key. Okay, and all you are allowed to carry inside is your ID proof and that key. They tell you to stand. Once you are done with that, they'll take your picture. They will do all the entry stuff which they are supposed to do on their computer, and then they take us into the center room.
They take
So it,
picture?
yeah, they take a picture.
Why they have to do? You already have an ID card shown, right?
ID card shown, they take a picture because during the test, that picture arrives in that test. That
Oh,
whenever you lock your screen, your picture will be there. And
oh.
also, I think they need it for their records. They told me that they will need it for the records.
They're making sure security that somebody swap cannot happen. Hmm. Okay.
Exactly. So they also check whether because they ask an ID where your photo is there,
Acha,
so that they
got
want
it.
to match it. So
Got
they
it.
scan your ID proof and they scan this photo and that is for the as an acknowledgement or a proof for the PMI. I
But
don't know, maybe.
when you show your ID card, you look like Salman Khan 15 years back, right? In your ID.
Exactly. Mine was a passport, which was a long time ago, and then they were like comparing it. So
See, I showed the
hopefully, I did not
passport.
change.
It looked like a old, little kid, and now if you saw, it looked like a old Sanjay Dutt.
This is
You
not
look,
you.
you look like Sanjay Dutt, man.
Yeah, that is one good point. Take an ID where you look similar. Lessons learned.
You can't, definitely not.
Yeah, true, true,
Okay,
true.
then what they do?
So once they took the picture, they told me to go and stand in on a place on the ground. There will be a square thing that will be marked with a sellotape or something. So you go and stand there, and then they tell you to empty the pockets in front of them. We empty the pockets, so make sure that you don't have anything. Then they check the mask. You're wearing the right mask, means it should not be a mask which is open at the end, or that should be proper.
Oh.
This is it's pretty strict. I was like amazed to look at that. So, and then they told me to sanitize the hands, and then there are tissue papers. Like if you want, you can take it, because it will not be too warm inside. The AC is properly regulated, and there is AC inside. So even because of COVID, they have put the AC, but they tell you to put your masks on all the time. Okay, that is a big challenge. So after that, they gave you a writing pad with 2 markers to write on that, and a calculator. And then
physical calculator.
Physical Casio calculator, the big ones which they use in the bank.
Okay.
Yeah, such kind. And then with the calculator and the grid paper, which is laminated, basically you can write on that. So it are 3 or 4 pages, big ones.
Okay.
You take that, and they'll escort you to your PC where you sit. And then first 7 or 8 minutes, I think 7 minutes, there's a tutorial, like what all happens, how you are supposed to operate that software for the exam. It'll tell you if you click what happens, how to highlight, how to strike through, and how to, when you have to end, how does the screen look at the end of the exam and everything. So that we have to do for the first 7 minutes, and then move on to the main exam, which starts after that.
Very good, very good. Okay, let's elaborate it. Thanks, Rakshit. I know, because some of them not went to center, they don't know what happens in the day one. Okay.
I also had the same questions, but it was pretty cooperative.
Very
And also during the exam, behind there will be the invigilator sitting. There will be cameras all around you. They will be looking at you always. And anyhow, if you raise your hand, they will come for your help. So that absolutely not a problem. If you have any questions like how to end the 89-minute break,
right,
how to do all that, they will help.
I think every computer has a camera.
Yeah, on the top they have a camera, not the computer.
I remember when I was taking it, those days only center based, no online was there. So there'll be a big screen outside. In the screen there'll be a lot of CCTV, and that there is a guy keep watching it. I was wondering.
Yeah, that's the same guy. Yeah.
I was looking at him. What a job, man.
But okay, one good thing, what is there in center based, Sriram, if you take the morning slot, which I took at 8 a.m. There were only 3 people when I entered. So it is a really great thing to do. If you take a morning time, if you get the morning time, it's lucky, because there'll be pin drop silence. You will be absolutely comfortably able to concentrate on your
Always the exam center be silent, Rakshit. You can't talk there. I don't think they talk. They give action, right? When you want to enter, they give action.
It depends on how concentrated you are as a person, Shriram. See, for me, if there is small noise also, I will be distracted. I have to read the question again.
Man,
so even when I was giving prepcast, I told my mom to be quiet, so that she was very careful. So
welcome to fatherhood now. You are a father now, 1 month baby. Welcome to the noise reduction system.
True. So what happened is, when 2 people were sitting beside me also in the morning, they were asking a lot of questions to the invigilators.
Sometimes they type.
The type, I didn't hear a lot of clicking noises, but they were asking a lot of questions, which also tried to, distract me. But the good thing is, you have a noise reduction headphone on the top.
Okay, yeah.
So that you can, and then you can, answer. So that is
the exam. What you say is the right point. See, sometimes we see only 1 or 2 people doing PMP. The rest all will be GRE and TOEFL exams.
Exactly.
Usually, when I go to exam center, when I went 2 times, I went, one for PMP, one for ACP. You will see a lot of kids when college pass out sitting there. They are doing this entrance exams, and they type a lot. It'll be like Already PMP question, nothing will get inside. On top of that,
Yeah, true, true, true. So good thing is they have these headphones, big ones, which can totally cut out the noise for your concentration.
very good. Very
Facility
good.
wise, it's amazing. It's really
Really?
superb.
That's good. They give a
Yeah,
big monitor. They give a big monitor.
big monitor. It's a 21-inch, I guess. It's a big one, very nice, crisp,
Ah,
clear,
that's nice.
very neat seat, and
I
very
think
nice place to keep your elbow if
we
you
have to
have
go
a elbow
to
person to keep
center.
it.
I think we have to go to center base if it's available. Hmm. That's a good choice.
True.
Okay, fantastic. So let's talk a little on the question. What was the first question? It's a bouncer question or?
No, very easy. The first question was like I solved it in 10 seconds,
Wow.
literally 10 seconds.
First ball four, man. Like
So first question was, Sehwag, yeah, 4 or 6, yeah, first one.
first ball.
So it was pretty easy. I don't remember what exactly the question was, but it was something like based on the stakeholders.
Okay, pretty
I'll
strong.
tell you, Sriram. First, I think 40 or 50 questions I've heard the word stakeholders. Lot many places where the word stakeholder popped in.
Oh, okay. They drilled you. Okay.
Yeah, that on that
Okay.
stakeholder part. And good thing is that stakeholder is an easy part in the exam, so that's
That's
good.
nice. That's nice. So, how many minutes it took to complete the first slot? 89 questions.
I exactly remember. First 89 questions, I ended at 139 minutes and 47 seconds left.
130 minutes. How much it comes? Should be 2 hours, 10 minutes. Yeah, you have a pretty good time, I believe. So
Mm,
you 139. That's
yeah,
all right. 2 hours. Sorry, 2 hours 20 minutes. You have 2 hour 20 minutes. It
I
means
guess it.
you took 1 hour 40 minutes to complete. Pretty decent time. Okay,
Two hours 40 minutes is the timeline. So
balance.
at 139, I ended it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, balance. You have that much. Okay, very good. So you went out for 10
What I did,
minutes.
yeah, that break was really helpful, Shriram. That's a relief. You get to go use the washroom and drink some water,
Yeah.
which is another energy booster. You have to do some breathing exercise, which I just studied what to do
Yes.
before in that 10-minute break. That breathing exercise helps a lot.
Yes.
And in
So
the
people
Rita
tell.
book also at the end, there is one portion where it tells you breathe a
Hmm.
lot.
Yeah, what happened is when we are in a little nervous mode, we breathe very less. The oxygen goes pretty less here. We breathe only up to this. So what happened is when the oxygen level is less in the blood, your thinking ability goes down. So what I recommend is many people 25 questions once, hold it for 3 seconds or 4 seconds, take a full breath, it goes to the lungs, and you feel it pretty full up, right? Do 3 to 4
Yeah,
breaths, and again you start the exam. Your brain ability will get better, right? I think many of them
yeah.
following that every 25 questions. That's a good style to do. Okay.
Yeah, and one lessons learned which I would like to share is if you're going to do the exam in the morning,
Uh-huh.
have a very nice breakfast which is pretty solid because
Exactly.
you shouldn't get hungry at the end. See what happened is I got hungry at around I think the question number 180 or so. Yeah,
Okay.
and I the good thing was I had a lot of time and that
Uh-huh.
allowed me to complete the questions very easily, or else the mind was fluctuating here and there. At
True,
least for me
true,
it happens if I'm hungry,
true,
which
true,
is
true.
very important,
Yeah,
I
we
can
have to
say.
eat well. I keep telling two things when you go to exam, previous night sleep well, morning eat well. With empty stomach, don't go to exam because you try to rush the exam when you're hungry, right? And definitely use a break, go
Yeah,
to washroom and come back. Don't control anything sitting in the exam hall. 4 hours is not easy, right? That's very important. And also sometimes I recommend them to take a chocolate with them. In the break, have chocolates that increase your glucose
yeah.
content in the brain. Okay, pretty good.
Exactly. It at least fools your brain that you're full. Yeah.
Exactly. I was having chocolate in the exam hall. People are looking at me. What a nut guy this guy is. I had a sneaker bar with me. In those days, there is no break. Okay, you have to take break on your own. So I took a break. Everybody was writing exam. I only
Yeah.
only by I took the break is only me. Went out, took a sneaker, was eating there, and people looking at me. What the hell? It's okay. Yeah, life is for fun, not to cry on exam hall. I don't know how to cry in exam hall.
Yeah.
Okay, pretty good, pretty good. You tell me about
True, true.
tough questions. What kind of tough questions you faced?
See, one tough question which I faced, and actually it was not tough for me because I had done the prepcast, and
Okay.
the option, no, which was there, it exactly was there as what was there in the prepcast. I saw this actually mirror it there.
Same question.
Customer, this which is a communication styles management. I don't remember what the question was, but
Uh-huh.
the option was communication styles management. How do you manage a different difficult stakeholder who is from
Mm.
another region, and something like
Mm.
that was there. And
Mm.
this option, it was not there in Rita. This word communication styles management is not there in Rita. So I
Mm.
went and I Google and I saw what that is. So I just trying to study such kind of things.
Oh, so you
Such
remember.
things helped.
Okay.
Yeah. And these difficult questions pop out somewhere from question number 160 to 180 or 190, somewhere
Oh,
in between that. I
that,
saw this pattern in my exam. I don't know if it is
yeah,
regular
it
everywhere,
varies. It varies.
but yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
Basically, it was all maximum two-line questions, Shriram, what I saw. Not more than that.
Yesterday, a
There were only
person
one or
gave
two
a,
questions which were three-line and option had a big one.
yesterday a person gave a review and he's saying that most of the questions are 4 to 5 lines.
Oh man.
So we don't know if that's not
Whoa.
your day. It's
Lucky
not
him.
that your, yeah, it's not your day. You'll be drilled. That's pretty
Oh
good.
man.
Pretty good. So how many minutes balance you had when you complete the 200th question?
200th question. Before 200th question, around as I said, no 180 questions when I was there. I
Uh-huh.
had 25 minutes in balance.
Okay, that's a decent time.
And because of my hunger, I took a lot of time to solve the last 20 questions.
Okay, okay, I understand. Well, that's a good
And
message.
still I had 5 minutes left at the end.
Very good, very good. Was your heartbeat heavy when you want to press the last button?
No, it was like I just called the invigilator. I'm done with it. So it shouldn't screw up anything which I have done from the last 4 hours. So is this the thing which I have to press? He said, okay, press end. And
Uh,
there was congratulations which came, and I just did yes in front of her.
uh,
She was a bit afraid. What am I doing? I was like very excited.
she would have thought you were going to dance there.
I guess so.
That's good. That's good. That joy is really great, man. That joy is
Yeah.
uncomparable. That's great.
Yeah, true. Somewhere in question number 150, I understood that I'm going to clear it because I was very confident with the way I did the last part. And
Right.
after the 89 question also, I did not take time to review anything. I just pressed and because I knew it that
Right.
everything what I've done is right.
It looked like
I
Usain
reviewed
Bolt.
some things at the second part.
Right. It looked like Usain Bolt when Usain Bolt ran the Olympics. 10 meters before the race completion, he knows he's going to win. So what he will do is he'll look at the crowd and start beating. kind of, kind of. I think at
Yeah,
a
kind of.
150 question, he
I
would
wasn't able to do that there.
underline. Pretty good, man. Pretty good. By the way, thanks a lot, Rakshit. A lot of inputs here. I know it took a long time with you on the interview and review part. Give me a couple of do's and don'ts for the people going for the exams. Do's and don'ts. Anything?
Mm, do's, if I recommend do's, definitely take Prepcast. It is
Very
a
good.
definite and must do. This
Hmm.
is one recommendation which you have given, Rahul has given, and really works out. It is. I found exam number 6 more difficult than the PMP exam. This is really true.
Yep, yep, yep,
Okay,
yep.
so that is a do.
Mm.
And another do which I would recommend is read the book. Take out small points from the group, from the book of what is focus groups, what is interviews, this data capturing techniques, how they are different, in which situation you're supposed to use those.
Uh,
Like when do you use questionnaires and surveys when there are a lot of stakeholders, when you cannot
right,
individually.
right.
So the questions are tricky like that. It will ask you like there are 200 stakeholders, which data
Mm.
capturing technique will you use?
Uh,
So
uh,
there you're supposed to know the difference between focus group interview and such things. This is very important. This is a do. Get to know these small salient points, and also uncommon terms like project team assignments, process analysis.
uh,
This doesn't really stand out when you're reading the questions in the content in the book. So please
right.
revise those points for the people who are going to take the exam next, because PMP generally tries to confuse by putting these also ones in the options so that you will be confused to give the choose the wrong option.
Mm.
So try to go through all the main points, make a note, and then study those. This is a really do. Don't over stress yourself. If you over stress yourself, what I have seen is I tend to forget a lot of things. So don't over stress oneself. And
Okay.
then don't study a lot before the exam, like what you recommended. Don't do that. Don't absolutely do that. That will not help. It will even may even screw up your exam, because when you start the first exam, many things starts running through your mind.
Yep.
So all those things try to come through the small door at the same time, which you will not be able to execute. So
Yep.
this is a definite no-no.
Exactly. Super. I like
Yeah,
the points. I like the points. Go cool with the exam hall.
exactly.
Maybe that cool part you have to learn from the last benchers.
Same here. I'm one of them.
Yeah, I've never, any university exam will put the collar up, nothing red. Will walk cool, go in the hall. Write something, pass or fail. Some exam will pass, some exam will fail. It's okay. Go ahead.
I I am a constant outstanding student, a student who stands outside the class. I was like that for a whole school time. Yes, so
That's last benchers, man. Okay, cool. Fine. Anyway, good talking to you, Rakshit. I don't want to take much of your time. Your daughter will be waiting there. So, what's your little daughter name? I didn't get the name.
it's Kanishka.
Kanishka. Okay,
Right.
that's a good name. I heard this name before. Okay, that's a pretty name. Fine. Later, share some picture. I want
Thanks.
to see how cute she is.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I will definitely share you
you
some
are
pictures.
meeting her after this exam only. Until then, you didn't meet her.
I was there. See, my exam was actually scheduled on 28th of October. And then a few days before that, I got a notice from my wife that the doctor told we have to have an emergency delivery done.
I
So
just,
I had to reschedule my exam free of cost. It is now free of cost. You can
yeah, yeah,
reschedule free of
yeah.
cost. And I did that immediately. I got this slot. I booked it. And then after 19th of October, I'm meeting her today. That is exactly
Good,
1 month after she was
good man, cool. Your daughter always brings great luck in life.
Exactly. This is also what my family was saying.
Yeah, yeah,
She's the lucky one in the house. Yeah,
always the daughters bring a lot of wonders in life.
absolutely.
That's great. Good to know. Super, Rakshit. Keep rocking. I'm so happy. And thanks for giving such a good information. A lot of information in fact. Let it help many people who are preparing for the exams.
Definitely. Thanks for this opportunity, Sriram. And I hope everyone are able to really clear the exam with ease. And I wish all the best for all of the aspirants who are going to take the exam next.
Super, super. And once again, wishes from ShriLearning. Thanks for trusting us. Thanks for being part of our program to win your goal.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for all your support. It was a real pleasure. You and also Rahul, a lot of support from him. So thank you again. And this made the PMP a successful journey for me. Thank you.
Great. Super. Catch you. Bye bye.